O'Shea Jackson, Ice Cube. You know, I have some very good Ice Cube content on this channel. One of the videos I spoke about how Ice Cube is one of the MCs Eminem was always afraid of and afraid of responding to because Ice Cube threw a great jab, a great shot at Eminem, and he never responded. But here responded Nick Cannon. Check that video out on the channel. Also, I made a great video about the change Ice Cube made in his life, which affected his career in the early 90s. Check out that video. Hit the like button, share this video, subscribe to this channel. You know, Ice Cube, when I think of his career, obviously legendary, iconic, monumental. His impact is incomparable. But my question is, what year did Ice Cube fall off? Now, I did also want to make a video, and this is a later video, of the weird change Ice Cube made around 1996 when he did the West Side Connection Bow Down album. There was a weird change in him there, but I'll save that for another video. But my question is, what year did Ice Cube fall off as an artist? Now, please don't be an idiot in the comments talking about, he never fell off. What you mean? You're a moron. You're an imbecile. But musically, because he did pivot to films and many other things, but musically, when did Ice Cube's impact lessen? I'm going to have to say after the first West Side Connection album. To me, he just wasn't the same anymore. Now, when you get, that was 96. When you get to 98, I'm going to say the War and Peace album. Yeah, he has some good records on, on the Players Club soundtrack. Yeah, he was still good on that. But you know what? Maybe after the Players Club soundtrack. To me, War and Peace is when he falls off. That was, if I'm not mistaken, wasn't War and Peace? Yeah. Yeah, I think War and Peace is when he fell off. I did not like that album. To me, there's so many skippable records on it. He did like Woodstock 99 the next year, that infamous event. But when he really started to get into like the Next Friday, I don't know, like there's some people that I've seen, like, and this is kind of a problem with a lot of 80s rappers. 80s rappers kind of had phases of their careers, and they kind of dwindled the further they went on. I documented on this channel how Kool Moe Dee's career got destroyed, how Big Daddy Kane destroyed his career, and Ice Cube is an 80s MC. NWA was in the 80s, Eazy. And Ice Cube, he had different phases. Like when Straight Outta Compton, NWA, it was kind of like that rebellious, we're kind of a gang, but we're really not if you know us. But it's kind of that just rebellious in your face. And then when he left NWA, he went through his, like, not pro-black, but like more aggressively conscious. And he had the Bomb Squad records. And then later on, he did records like Black Korea and Cave. Cave bitch. He was more, I don't want to say conscious, but I guess like aggressively conscious rapping. And then when he kind of got into like the first Friday movie, it's kind of like a little change there. And when you get to War and Peace, he was never like a pop rapper or a sellout. It just seems like what made Ice Cube like iconic in like 89, 90, 91, he kind of just like faded away from that. And I don't really get why. Because when he faded away from that, by 97, 98, to me it's kind of like he was making music just because he had a label deal and he had to put the albums out. But there was times when like you still see like the flashes of the great Ice Cube, like when they did the NWA reunion in 2000, and he had the they did the song Hello, which is fire. Great. But then what else was really on that album like that? Like to me, he became very hit or miss after the first West Side Connection album, and then even when you get into like '03 when they do the second West Side Connection album. That album, I don't remember like nothing from it except like, 2 songs. So it's like Ice Cube. To me, it always looked like a point. I remember as a kid, it was like, why is he doing music? Like, to me, just do movies. Like it seemed like he did music because he was obligated to, not because he had something to really say. Because if you look at, the NWA albums, when you look at America's Most Wanted, Lethal Injection, his best album clearly to me is Death Certificate. Death Certificate, that's a 10 mic album, perfect album. If you compare those albums to War and Peace and everything else from '98 to even now, it's like it's kind of like Snoop Dogg. It's like you're just doing music because you can, but you're not inspired. So my question is, to the listener, to the viewer, what year did Ice Cube start to fall off? What year did he fall off? What year did you lose interest in him? And if you're someone who never did, please explain that one, because I don't get it. Like I said, there's a few videos about Snoop Dogg. I was doing a preview of the upcoming Dr. Dre Snoop Dogg album. If you don't know, Dr. Dre and Snoop Dogg have a new album coming out, and it's their first album together in however many years. And I talked in that album that a lot of Snoop albums were weed plates, skippable, bloated, like something about like Snoop Dogg and like Method Man. Like, they love having these long ass albums. Like, a lot of them Snoop albums, it's like 24 tracks. It's like, please, please. And then it got skits. I never understood the thing about like skits on an album. Oh God. But a lot of Snoop albums, if you did not hear them, what did you really miss? And Ice Cube kind of became sort of like that. And then once in a while he could pull out like a great track, but it was not an album you want to sit through. Oh man, that I have to do a video on the change that he did in '96 that always annoyed me to this day. But even without spoiling that video, I'll say in '96, the Bow Down, that album was classic. But there were some issues I had with it, and there were some issues other people had with it at that particular time. Hit the like button, share this video, subscribe to this channel. XDN wins again and again and again. I got to get more on the West Coast content. A lot of this channel, I kind of talk about, Puffy, his situation, Jay-Z, a lot of East Coast talk, But I got to I got to get more into the West Coast talk. I want to make some content about Exhibit, King T, Raz Kaz, The Game. I need more West Coast content. Oh, especially the Bay Area. I got to get on some. Oh my God, I have a video about Drew Down. I have this video about Drew Down. Oh man. Spice One. Sugar Free. I have a great video on Sugar Free on this channel. There's a video on this channel and it's called The Darkest Day in Hip Hop History. Go watch that video. Go on my channel and type in The Darkest Day in Hip Hop. Just watch that video. It involves Sugar Free and many others. With that said, I'm up out of here. XDN wins, and that is it.